Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zikri bin Khalid and my battery number is 2019431458 and I'm from class CS1104D. So this is the question that we get from our lecture, which is creating a simple local network. So this is the diagram that we must create. And this is the addressing table. Okay, so first we set up all the device. So we set up the switch, which is we use 2960 switch. Then we rename it as the diagram. So next is the PC. We name it. Okay, moving to the step 1, which is set up the network topology. In step 1, you will cable all the devices together accordingly to the network topology. Okay, first power on the device. Power on all device in topology. The switch do not have a power switch. They will power on as soon as you plug in the power cord. So for the PC, we just click here and see it is switch on. It is switch on. So moving to the second step, which is connect the two switches. Connect one end of an Ethernet cable to fast Ethernet 1 on switch 2. You should see the light for fast Ethernet 1 on both switch turn amber and then green. This indicates that the switch has been connected correctly. So we use this and use the copper crossover to connect the switches. So this is fast Ethernet 1, so we choose fast Ethernet 1 to fast Ethernet 1. Okay. Next is connect the PCs to their respective switch. Connect one end of the second Ethernet cable to the NIC port on PCA. Connect the other end of the cable to fast Ethernet 6 on switch 1. After connecting the PC to the switch, you should see the light for fast Ethernet 6 turn amber and the green. Indicate that PCA has been connected correctly. Connection 1 end of the last Ethernet cable to the NIC port on PCB. Connect the other end of the cable to fast Ethernet 18 on switch 2. After connecting the PC to the switch, you should see the light for fast Ethernet 18 turn amber and then green. Indicate that the PCB have been connected successfully. So we use this copper straight through. This we use fast Ethernet 6, so this connect PCA fast Ethernet, then PCB fast Ethernet 18. So the lastly is visually inspect network connection. After cabling the network device, take a moment to carefully verify the connection to minimize that the time required to troubleshoot network connectivity issue later. So as we can see, all this turn to green. So this is connected successfully. So that's all for the step 1. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azam Irfan bin Muhammad Nasri, and my metric number is 2018 2019 2858 and 38. I am from class CS 110 4D, and today I'm gonna explain about uh, the configure PC host part 1. Configure static IP address information on the PC according to the addressing table. So I will follow the step A, step B, and step C. So in the first step is I have to click the PC A and then go to the desktop, and then IP configuration, and I have to fill in the IP address here. So the IP address is 192.168.1.10, and then I click enter. The as you can see, the subnet mask will automatically pop out in the subnet mask column. So after that, the next step is I have to close the PC window. Close the PC window, and then I have to repeat the previous step to assign the IP address information for PCB as listed in the addressing table. So I will go to the addressing table and find the PCB IP address. So this is the IP address for the PCB. So then I will go to the PCB and click the desktop, and then IP configuration, and I will fill in the IP address for the PCB. This is the IP address for the PCB. 192.168.1.11, and then click enter. The subnet is the same, and it will automatically pop out when we click enter for the IP address. So that is all from me. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amir Asfar bin Shazir Ibrahim. My matrix number is 2019442998, and I'm going to present about the steps to configure PC host number 2. Step 2. Configure PC host. Number 2. Configure static IP address information on the PC according to the address table. So in these steps, we need to know if the PCA has a connectivity with the PCB. So if you want to know, first we need to click the PCA, and then you will go in the desktop. So in the desktop, you go to the command prompt, and then you need to type the IP config /all. So and then you need to press enter. So in here you will see that the IP address for the PCA is 192.198.1.10. So if you want to know that the PCA has a connectivity with the PCB, what you need to do is that you need to type ping, and then you need to put the IP address for PCB. So the IP address for the PCB is 192.198.1.11. So you put that 198.1 192 192.198.1.11. Okay, and then we press the enter. So we see that the packet sent has sent 4 the packet, and then we receive 4. We receive 4 and there is no loss. Loss is 0. That means that PCA and the PCB has a connectivity. So that's all from me. So we will go to the step 3, that is configure and verify basic switch setting. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Medium. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Suhaimi. My matrix number is 2019228556. Alright, for this third step, it is actually does not require in the question, but it is our additional step from our group. It is because you want to show how to complete the task, how to complete this task successfully. Okay, what difference between step 2 and step 3? Okay, in previous step 2, we actually are focused only on how to configure PC host, but in this third step, we actually more focused on how to configure and verify basic switch setting. Okay, for the step first, we need to console into the switch. Using CISCO packet tracer, it is establish a console connection to the switch from PCA. Okay, for make these activities, we have two ways or two method on how to make this step uh, successfully. First, we can use a CLI this, and the next step is and the next method is we can use a console cable to configure PC to the switches. Okay, it means we need to use a console cable, and we choose a console and link and connect to the PCA using RS232. Okay, as I mentioned in previously, for the CLI, it does not require to use console, but for the next method, it is require console method. Okay, what difference console wire with solid wire and dotted wire? Okay, console wire we use to configure and verify basic switch, and solid wire we use to connect bit the different devices, which is for this assessment, which is we use the solid uh, wire to connect between PC and switches, and dotted line is actually used for connect different uh, for different devices. Okay, okay. The next step is we need to enter privilege access mode. You can access all the switches command in privilege access mode. The privilege asset the privilege asset command set includes those command contained in user asset mode, as well as the configure command through which access to the remaining command modes are gained. Enter the privilege asset mode by entering the enable command. It means we can active the privilege asset mode by using a enable command. Okay. First, we click on PC and terminal, and we click OK. Okay, and this will be prompted, and we need to press enter button. Okay, uh, it will appear a switch. Alright. And then we tap a command enable. Tap command enable to privilege asset mode. And then the prompt is changed from switch to switch hashtag, which indicates privilege asset mode. And then the next step is we need to enter privilege asset mode. Okay, this is actually a local configuration mode using configure terminal command. This command is used to enter configuration mode, which is configure terminal. Okay, and then it will pop up this message: enter configuration commands one per line and with cntl/z. Okay, for the next step is we need to prevent unwanted DNS lookup. It means, in other words, we want to setting a hostname for the switches. Okay, use the hostname command to change the switch name to any names. For this assessment, we use SW1 as a hostname, but you also can use any names that you want to name your switches. Okay, so we use host name S1W S SW1. Okay, and then the next step is we want to prevent unwanted DNS lookup. It means we want to prevent the switch from attempting to translate incorrectly entered command as though they were hostname. Disable the domain name system DNS lookup. Okay, in this step we will be using a command no IP domain lookup in global configuration mode, which is SW1 config. Okay, no IP. Okay, for your information, in no IP command, it actually contain several commands. Ada includes domain lookup, but we use domain lookup because, as we know, it is to attempting to translate incorrectly. Okay, this is the function of domain lookup. Okay, after that we need to okay now we will be now we will let disable DNS lookup use command no IP. Okay, here. And then the next step is we want to enter local password. It is to prevent unauthorized access to the switch. Passwords must be configured. Okay, in other words, we need to set a password for the console. Okay, by using set enable secret this password for the privilege estimate. Enable secret class. Okay, actually it have two types of command, which is enable secret class, or we also can use enable password class. Okay, what difference between secret class and password class? Okay, the secret class will be encrypted the password. actually it's more safe. Okay, and then if we use a password class, the password will be plain text password. It means it is not more secure than secret password. It's secret class. Because actually these two ways are using the password are the same password, but it will but the secret password uh will change the position password. If you already heard, sometimes we use sometimes uh secret password is actually from plain text to the ciphertext. It means it's more secure. Okay, but and password class is a plain text only. Okay, and then we need to set password as a class. Okay, and then we move to the line con 0. It means line code 0 is a line console 0, and other words is line configuration mode. Line con 0. Okay, at this part we will set up a password for the console line 0, and then we need to log in. Okay, and then we can I'm sorry, before we log in, we need to set the password. I'm sorry, set a password. Okay, which is password is a keyword and that you need to use to set your password, and then you need to slash and enter your password. Okay, and then you need to enter your password, and don't forget to use this keyword to set your password. CISCO. Okay, you can put any password that you want, and then after that you can log in. Okay, login is successful, and then you can exit. Okay, is just that from me. For the next part, will be continued by our teams. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Afifi bin Muhammad Faiz. My matrix card is 2019 432 362. Hi, I will continue about step 3, that is configure and verify the switch settings from number 7. So on the number 7, that is enter a login MOTD banner, that is a login banner known as the message of the day. MOTD banner should be configured to warn anyone accessing the switch that unauthorized access will not be tolerated. The banner on MOTD commands requires the delimiters to identify the content of the banner message. The delimiting character can be any character as long as it does not occur in the message. For this reason, symbols such as the hashtag are often used. This is the example of the banner MOTD command. So what I need to do about number 7 is I need to enter the terminal in the switch S1, and I will insert the command that login MOTD banner is. So the MOTD banner is, the command is banner MOTD hashtag. So I press enter, then it will require us to enter any text message that end with the character hashtag. is strictly and prosecuted to the extent of the law. So I press enter, then it will store the message, then I exit. So number 7 is done. We go to number 8, that is save the configuration. Use the copy command to save the running configuration to the startup file on non-volatile random access memory or NVRAM. So this is the example of the command of save the configuration. So what I need to do is enter the command, copy, running, config, start up, config. So I press enter and then enter. Alright, so we have saved the configuration on number 8. So next we go to number 9, that is display the current configuration. The show running config command displays the entire running configuration, one page at a time. Use the spacebar to advance paging. The commands configured in number 1 to 8 are highlighted below. So all of the configuration that from number 1 to 8 are highlighted in the below. So this is the example of the display current configuration command. So I enter the command show running config. I press enter, then it will display all of the current configuration. So we can see in the current configuration, that is current configuration 1274 bytes. The version is 15.0. The host name that we changed from S1 to SW1. The enable secret 5, that is the password. This is the password. Because we use secret, then the password will be encrypted. No IP domain lookup. The interface, all of the interface. The binary MOTD, that is, this is the sentence of the binary MOTD that we write. And then okay, so done. So number 9 done. We go to number 10. Display the iOS version and other useful switch information. Use the show version command to display iOS version that the switch is running, along with other useful information. Again, you will need to use the spacebar to advance the display information. This is the example of the display iOS version and switch information command. So we enter the command show version, then it will display all of the additional information here. So we can see my CISCO version and all of the additional information, such as the model revision number, version ID, hardware board revision number, and also the number of the switch, that's 1. The ports is 26, the model is WS, the software version that is 15.0, and software image. So number 10 is done. We go to the number 11, that is display the status of the connected interface on the switch. To check the status of the connected interface, use the show IP interface brief command. Press the spacebar to advance the end of the list. This is the example of the display the status of the connected interface command. So we enter show IT interface brief. Then we press the spacebar to advance the end of the list. Spacebar. Then we have reached the end of the list. So we go back. We can see all of the interface detail here, all of the IP address, the status of the interface, the protocol interface. So number 11 is done. So we go to number 12. So because this is command for PCA for switch S1 for PCA. So we have done the switch the command for switch 1. So on number 11, display this on number 12. Repeat number 1 to 12 to configure switch SW2. The only difference for this step is to change the host name of SW2. So we have done switch S1 for PCA. So we go to the switch S2 for PCB. So we click the switch and enter the CLI command line interface here. As you can see, I have already entered all of the command step that has shown here. So you can see that the host name is actually S2, but we have changed it in our command here to SW2. So number 12 done. In number 13, record the interface status for the following interfaces. So we check the interfaces that I have. This box is I have filled it with the status. So we double check it. So we go to the last part of the command and look at interface and the type of the switch. So interface is F0/1, that is fast Ethernet 0/1. We look for the SW1 status. This is fast Ethernet 0/1. The status is up. The protocol is up. Then we go to the next interface. Fast F0/6, that is fast Ethernet 0/6. We look at the status, that is up. So up here, and the protocol that is up here. Alright. So F0/18, we look at the status for SW1. So that means is F fast Ethernet 0/18. We look at the status. Status is down. Protocol is down. Status down. Protocol down. Then we go for the interface, that is the last one is for SW1 is VLAN 1. Look at the status. This is VLAN 1. The status is administratively down. So administrative. Then the protocol is down. So it is down. And then next, this is for SW1. So we go to the switch for SW2. We go check at the last part of the command. Then we compare. So we can see for SW2 status, for F0/1, that is for Ethernet 0/1, the status is up, the protocol is up. So we look here, the status is up, the protocol is up. Then we go to the next interface, that is F0/6, that is fast Ethernet 0/6. We look at the status is down, the protocol is down. So we compare the fast Ethernet for the fast Ethernet 0/6 for SW2 status is down and protocol is also down. So we go to the next interface, F0/18, that is fast Ethernet 0/18. We look at the status. Status is up. Protocol is up. So the last interface for the SW2 switch is VLAN 1. We look for SW2 status for VLAN 1 here. So we look at the status. administratively down, then the protocol for SW2 is down. So we have successfully running all of the command and record the interface status for all of the following interfaces. So that is all for me. Thank you.